What? What's up, everybody? What's up? RDV here, and happy Halloween! If you guys haven't done so, check out the Charlie Brown reading we did just previous to this, and also airing was the final issue of Dark Victory, Batman: The Long Halloween. Fun stuff because we also have a Batman: The Long Halloween last Halloween issue coming out that we're reviewing as well tonight on the channel. So a lot of cool stuff. I don't expect a big crowd. It's Halloween. Like people are probably out at parties, or they went to bed. it's good. It's, it is the middle of the week, or almost the end of the week.
I will be doing that soon myself.
Yep. I mean, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be watching some Halloween movies. No, not the Michael Myers ones because those suck. I don't care what everybody says. I don't like Michael Myers. He's boring to me.
Hey, this the what do you call it? The Spy Who Shagged Me was pretty good.
Ah,
Wayne's World.
Yep.
Those were good.
Yep.
Yeah, Michael Myers. Okay.
You know what's better than that? So I married an axe murder.
It's got my favorite comedian in it, Stephen Wright, who is absolutely funny in whatever he does.
Stephen Wright was a lot of stuff. He appeared in Half Baked and a few other movies. So,
I've seen him live like 4 times.
Does he still do stand up?
I don't know. It's been a few years.
I usually feel like when I don't see a comedian or doing stand up anymore or hearing about him, they died.
No, he's still alive as far as I know.
Michael and Chucky rock. Yeah, I like Chucky from Rugrats. He's great. Anyway, all right. I got 9 books tonight, plus I got a couple back issues, some really cool ones. So, without further ado, we'll get this going here. Whoops. Hold on. For some reason, it goes into this mode here. I want to go this. I want to switch this out of this. It's a story. My name Brady. That's I think the Love Boat. Let me move squares. There we go. Much better.
So realistic that that guy married a woman.
Yep. All right, number 9, Thundercats. Enjoyed this, it ties into what's been going on in the spinoff series with the Chitara and the previous issue. Basically, they got with a Tigra going through the portals, ends up back in time and just learning some more. They learned some more key stuff around what's going to happen in the future of the book. But we get to see Chitara doing her daily. She's her daily stuff that she did in the cartoons. If you're a big fan of cartoons, she likes to stretch her legs, so she runs around. And while she's doing that, she's doing retcons, and she's pretty much like Sonic the Hedgehog, pretty much speed the way she runs. And just giving you a fresh recap of what's been going on in these issues prior to this. This is issue 9, so. Coming across the mutants, it turns out the mutants are going to attack their base, so it's up to them to pretty much defend an oncoming attack with only just like the 6 of them. Well, 2 kids and like the 4 adults. And then it's revealed they're going to do another one. Ed Brisson is doing a one shot. It's going to talk about this character that was in the previous issue of Thundercats, mysterious character we don't know about. So. And I didn't know that Declan Shelby, the writer of this book, is an artist. So he has a cover out for that as well. Rafa Labasco, or Rafa, is doing the illustration for it. But so basically, yeah, you're getting some cool fight scenes in this. Panther, you got the tank, and then you got Monkey in from the cartoon. It's pretty cool. I'm liking this. Yeah. Even though Lionel doesn't have his sword, the eye of omens, I think it's called. He's still able to like summon them with this other artifact they have from their homeworld from Thundera. So yep, and it pretty much ends with the like they won the battle, but their base, their building, is pretty much in ruins. So I'm actually liking this. And just because it's at the bottom of my pile doesn't mean I hate the book. It's just that means that it's just like I gotta rank them. Some stuff I like a little more better, which is okay. Speaking okay, right, Sonia, the Walter Giovanni variant cover.
That's a nice cover.
Don't ask me why. Uh, Continue the story. Basically, Red Sonia basically is plagued to see people's deaths, before they happen because she's connected to death. She has his powers. Kulan Gath wants it, and so does the new other god, the Greek god that basically wants the power for himself. I don't think she's been captured by this cultists. The cult. They think that they're worshiping her as a goddess. They think that if they sacrifice her, that they'll gain her abilities. So it's basically her telling everybody's like, you're gonna die this way, you're gonna die this way. It's like, and get to see some decapitation, and then they're confronted by the people who basically want to kill her at the end of this book. Hexals, Cullen Bunn, new series out through Mad Cave. Very, very fun book. And I'll just say it's head splitting. Basically, take the Umbrella Academy, but say that the guy dies, the father dies, and his illegitimate like 8 children or whatever are basically have these special abilities, powers. Find out that their dad made a deal with the devil and sold their souls. So now the debt collectors are coming for them, and they're trying to take them out one by one. The art's a little rough, but I enjoyed it for what it was. They all meet up at a funeral, their father's funeral. You got this creepy guy, is talking to them, and then, like I said, they end up having is a big old bloodbath in the middle of this, and it basically gets a chance to show every single character, like their powers and stuff. Yeah. So MK, this would be up your alley. I know you like kind of like the movies like this, slasher movie and stuff. The one kid can turn into like a monster, The other one could make the other one feel sorrow and stuff. They have all, and there's a fire one too, like I said. So it looks like it's gonna be all out survival, and which child will, I guess, live or survive. This is I'm not sure what this is. Only part 1. I'm not sure how many issues it's gonna be, but yeah, it's a bloodbath, So yeah, the book is called Hexals, or the Hexals. It's through Mad Cave. All right, number 6, the Magic Order. The main character, she knows that she's in what was her name again here? I can't remember. Is it Elsie? So it happens I read too many things here. Caroline. Yeah. She's in a last thing she knew, she was going to in this trailer, and then she was finding these cultists. You see there, and she has these visions right now, and then she's chucking this fake dream, kind of like and they're trying to make her think that she's in a psych ward, and she's never been leader of the Magic Order. Her friends end up actually rescuing her, and yeah, pretty trippy with the guys having the butterflies over their face. I think that's what's controlling them as well. And then this dude shows up. We're introduced to him in the first issue. He has these 3 demons that basically that used to control him. He used to murder a bunch of people, but this time he's using them for good, and he basically starts just killing everybody, and freeing her from her thing. We got this cultist guy who looks kind of like a bullseye, a lame bullseye character. And then after she's free with this, basically they end up guy joins the team, the new Magic Order. If you haven't been reading the Magic Order, it's the fifth volume, the final volume. They've gone through huge roster changes, and basically looking forward to see what happens. Also, the Caroline is basically she's as her since her whole bloodline, she's the last of her father and mother are both dead. Her older associated with her older siblings. She's also cursed. Her family's cursed. She's fated to die young. And the guy says her basically at the end says, "Well, you're gonna die in 3 days," and she's trying to prevent that. Um, yeah. And then you just get advertised in the back of the books. I mean, why would he not advertise his books he's writing? So it's, and as always, this is Mark's daughter is always doing little comic book strips in the back of the book. So, yep. Here's a preview of the next issue. Like I said, I'm enjoying this. Like I said, Breen, I know you're reading this without having much of knowledge of the previous volumes, but I guess you said you're enjoying it. That's good. Because if I had read this and I had not read anything before, I don't think I'd be an enthusiast or probably excited about reading the next issue. But I have that context, so I kind of understand what's going on. But I mean, like you said, she's fated to die. She's got like a couple days left, and she's trying to beat this her fate. Change fate.
Well, she's fated to die because of something she did.
Yeah, in their very first series.
Yeah, so
because she dealt with black magic, which is forbidden.
Well, didn't she do it for like personal gain, which is forbidden?
Yeah.
Or?
Yes. So basically, at the end of the verse, and this is a huge spoiler if you haven't read this series, the very first volume, she basically used black magic to bring people back alive by sacrificing other people. And you're not supposed to use that spell. It's forbidden. It's it's forbidden tome. But yeah. So because of that, now she's put a black mark on her soul. All right, number 5. Kosher Mafia. Another fantastic issue. Basically, they just the two guys. This was the accountant for the Jewish mafia, who was supposed to be whacked off because he wanted to leave the family. So they basically said, "There's no, you only leave the mafia is."
You might want to rephrase that.
What?
You might want to rephrase that.
He's supposed to be whacked off.
Yeah, go with bumped off.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something. I was avoiding saying something just because But thanks, Breen.
I'm amazed that you were actually avoiding that, Geekies, because you're the usual one that says all the innuendos.
Well, that's why I decided to be a little different.
Anyway.
Well, you're a lot different.
Anyway, the enforcer that was working for the Jewish mafia, those two guys decided they're tired. This is like 1938 or 39, I think it is.
36, I think.
36.
Yeah.
They're tired of what's going on with the Nazis, sympathizers, and all it's like in New York, right? Or no, or was it at what state?
Cleveland.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay, because they keep changing. So and then at the last issue, the enforcer guy basically came across that the Italians were basically buying or supplying arms or getting arms to the Germans, the Nazis, and he breaks up the deal. The problem is he lets a kid who witnessed it leave, and he says because that kid's gonna go straight to his his sister's right here. He's gonna stroll right to his boss, tell him what his, and he says normally we'd be fine, but the kid knows he heard them say my name. So, and we're screwed. So they're fleeing the state, and the accountant says, "No, let's go back." You know. So as they go back, they get run off the road and they crash. These guys with basically, because basically what it is, it means that because they're no longer under protection of the Jewish mafia, it's open season, and the guy has a lot of enemies, the enforcer guy. So I like this. You get to see the accountant actually, kind of manning up in this. Very, very fun issue. Basically, two guys. They're going to go back. They're going to try and fix this. They got 24 hours to try and fix this. And try to convince that their old boss. They we explain what the whole deal is. We're tired of the Nazis. It's bad. It's bad business to let these Nazi sympathizers take over here. So it's kind of cool. The car that they stole, that they killed the bad guys, that ran them off the road. They stole their car, but the guy shot their case, so they ran to fuel them. Now they have to walk to this. They're going for Little Italy. They have to get through here. If they get to 125th Street, they're out of their turf and they're fine, So he's like, and I love this because the conversation. He's like, dude, you could just quit complaining, walk normal. He's like, well, why walk in the middle of the street? Because they're less likely to shoot us in public. And then the guys see them, and the Italians see them. They quickly run, and he says, like, he's like, it may be fair game, you guys do, but you wouldn't want to get caught on the wrong side of Mayfield Road, would you? He's like, yeah, neither, Jew. He's like, and then they end up, they're basically their old boss, basically, the Jewish mafia says, our boss wants to see you, talk to you at the end. But instead, they end up getting in a little fight at the docks. Like I said, this is a very fun book. And it ends with them basically being pinned down in a warehouse. So, I mean, I never thought I'd be reading a book about two Jewish guys taking on prior to World War II, taking on the Nazis in the United States and dealing with the Italians because they're all Mussolini supporters. All right. Number 4, Feral. Very fun issue. If you're not reading the series, it's basically it's a creator of Stray Dogs, as it says on here, and instead of dogs, it's cats in this, and basically what's going on in this little world here is that rabies is the big thing. All the animals outside have rabies. These cats are trying to survive, make it without being bit or scratched, and it starts off with these 3 little kittens we were introduced to in the previous volume. And they see this rat here. The mouse, they're hungry because they was on the eat, and they chase this mouse into this little nest. They're not supposed to go outside, but because they're kids though, they decide to do it. And they come across the hungry rats that are all rabies. They have to run and get out and hide, get out of there. Elsie, who was separated from her group, Patches, who basically was got not zombified, but he got the rabies, so he turned. And then Lord Fluffy Britches, who's the younger kitten that she was supposed to be looking out for, is missing. So she's been trying to look for him, but she kept her eyes. She wasn't watching the kids like she was supposed to. She comes to the rescue. She gets scolded by the cat's mother. And like I said, it's all about them trying to survive. The animals with rabies don't like water. For whatever reason, they will not go towards the water. Probably because the water probably stings their throat because they can't drink or something. I don't know. But really, really cool series. If you're looking for something in that space, like, I guess it's family friendly. There's not a lot of gore in this. But yeah, they end up being caught by humans. And I'll leave it right there. Because in this story, you don't know if you can trust the humans or not. There's humans that basically want to put them down because they have rabies. But then, there's always a possibility you might come across a human that actually is rescuing people too, rescuing the animals. because by state law, wherever they are, it says that if you have an animal, you're supposed to hand it over. You're not allowed to keep them because they could be infected, and it's a huge outbreak in this town. The whole town's been evacuated. They're at the school, like the gym or something like that. And you learn about it because you get to hear the way they tell it is usually through like here they're in a car. They get picked up by this person. They're in the back car, and he has the radio on. So you get to learn everything that's going on in that little world through like news reports. Previous issues that when they got into a house, they had a TV on, and the TV gave you the update what's going on with everything. I said this is really really cool. This is the closest I'll ever get to anything like Disney that has to do with like zombie or something like that. But fun book. Number 3. This was my number 2 book, but I read Red Coat. That was the last different by my books I read, and it bumped it back to 3. This is just balls to the walls nuts about what happens to somebody here. I'm not gonna spoil it all, but I mean, I'll just say like it's that friends show up. They're the two I forget what his name is in the big. There's Sam, and then there's the other two. On the
I can never remember their names either.
No, but those two come to the rescue of the Sam. He's the one who basically stupidly turned the girl who thought he liked her. Turns out she was using him just to get get bit, so she could turn her real boyfriend, who is the bullies who were picking on in the very first issue. So now the bullies are vampires, and just they say Sam gets it's not good for him. And his friends come to rescue him, and it's just messed up. This whole issue is just messed up. Dude gets smoke pipe through his chest, and the other girl gets pretty much gets yeeted, and
yeet.
Yeah. It's like I said, I'm not gonna show you let's spoil the big thing, but I just say this is a really cool issue. I don't know how they're gonna get back from this. How the one character, how Sam, if or how he'll recover, and yeah, it's crazy. I love it. It's vampire stuff too. All right, my number 2. Originally, it was my number 1, but it's my so you don't want to remember. So after seeing this, you're gonna know what my number 1 is, Breen. But this is my number.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
I didn't think you had it in you.
So got both covers. J. Scott Campbell in my ear, and then I got the normal.
That's a nice one.
So
if you don't actually had that cover, I would have got.
So that's J. Scott Campbell. I couldn't resist it because I love that, and it's also a tribute to Tim Sale. So why not support it? Very, very, very awesome issue. This is a book I will not tell you anything about, other than I really enjoyed it. And if you're not picking up this series, you've had multiple times to get there's been a second printing of issue 1 and also of the prologue by now. So you've had a chance to pick up these issues if you missed them. And also, I believe it's next week, they're having the noir version, a black and white version of issue 2 or issue 1. So they're releasing them in black and white art, or at least covers. So really cool. What's up, Pizza Rat Collects? Happy Halloween to you. And so that was my number 2. My number 1 book of the week. I did not expect this, but then again, it's Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns has a way of just saying, you know what? What's my name, bitch? It's Jeff Johns. This
Well,
book,
it's a great name. I mean, you know.
this book, oh my gosh. Usually, I'm like, okay, it's Jeff Johns. I like his stuff, but like Jeff Johns, occasionally will come with a book. He says like, this is why people love me. This issue is just great. Now, is it a trope that's been done before? But you kind of expected it. Simon Pierre, wakes up, you know, we don't know, obviously he's been eating, he's been drinking, he's drunk a little bit. Decides, get dressed, and then he shaves. He shaves his facial hair off. First time he's done in a long time. He sets out, and it's the 50s. You can tell by the Bel Air.
Yeah, that was a neat surprise.
Yeah. Wow. I was not expecting that at all. I was like, why is he shaving? And then, but I also noticed by the razor he was using, that was another dead giveaway.
See, I didn't notice it because I wasn't expecting him to walk out into the 50s. So I just kind of like glossing over that.
I just noticed it when you pointed that out a second ago. It was because like Bree and I wasn't paying attention to that.
And then he goes, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 1950s, or at least it's somewhere around there. And then he goes to a bar and has a drink. I'm like, oh no, because I know, like Highlander, everyone dies. I was like, please no.
No, he actually didn't die. He didn't actually drink that one though.
No, he didn't. So he had drink, but he didn't drink it though. So I don't know what that's all about. But I mean, takes her to the hospital, goes to the hospital, and then goes there, and he meets his buddy Albert. And the whole conversation, the whole book is just them talking. Simon telling his latest adventure, saving the Constitution. No, the Gettysburg Address was stolen. Fighting on, they're fighting on against his Russian on the Statue of Liberty, and Simon Pure. He is a liar. He likes to boast, and basically Albert's his whole issue is Albert talking is like, dude, it's so I understand why you've been away because this is the part you hate. Everyone you watch dies. Everybody you're around ends up dying. And you hate being around this part. But he says, but you're different. You are special, Simon, because Simon, most of us spend our whole lives, learning, how to better, how to be the best version of ourselves, and then we usually run out of time and we die.
So they said that the clock runs out on us.
Yeah. And I was like, no. He says you can show humanity the way before they blow up each other up. You can save us all, Mr. Pierre. This is your destiny. He's like, I have no destiny. What happened to me was an accident, a failure. He's like, you have failed many times, yes, but a failure is necessary. It isn't. It is good, and you'll never. He's like, I'll never learn. I'm capable. He's like, that is the greatest lie you've ever told. And like just the whole conversation with them, you see he had a coughing attack. He gives him water. And dang well what's coming in this book. Wow. It is just, like I said, it is, where are they going with this? But, after this issue, because basically, it's the end of Albert Einstein. There's 22.
Great bridge issue.
Yep. 1845, 1909, and then they said it's like,
and it also makes you sort of want to know what happens in between all those years.
Yeah. And what was he writing down?
Probably just his mind was always racing.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, but I wonder if it'll have any significance. What's going to happen? But
doubt it.
No. And then a new arc happens. Blood feud.
Wonder who that's with.
Well,
we'll have to see.
He talked about a Russian, but I mean, was he talking about an immortal Russian, or is he talking about a normal thing? It's a 1950s. It could have been a Soviet spy, you know.
Well, he did mention the names that the Russian names that he used were
Gregory.
Were familiar. Were historically familiar. I don't remember exactly.
Updated, you know. Yep. So I'm curious to see what's going to go on, but these are the new books coming out because it's this wrapping up. You got Geiger next month, and then the Rockefellers, the Hornsberry Halo, and Mar Hyde Street. So
Hyde Street is so good.
So, yeah. So like I said, I'm looking forward to more of this, see where this is going, because now he doesn't have his friend, Albert there to push him, remind him, It's like Hercules with Amadeus Cho. Amadeus Cho. It's just Hercules. But fantastic issue. I was getting a little misty in my eyes. It was.
I almost started leaking. I don't know what the hell that was all about, though.
Well, you should have went to the bathroom. When you gotta go, you gotta go. All right, my back issues. I got a few. Issue 29. Spidey Super Stories. Kingpin strikes out. All new story that I've never read before. And look, kids, 36 pages, no ads. Can we go back to that, Marvel? Just give me the story with no ads.
How about just first a good story and then a good story with no ads? Baby steps on this.
Issue 27. So,
and I'm wondering with the electric company thing in there, is that with Morgan Freeman?
Don't know.
Yeah, that was.
I know.
I just noticed this. Somebody cut out the newsstand.
Yeah.
No, I just meant if he appeared in the comics, though.
Just that the whatever you call that, the icon there. I'm sure you might introduce something. I don't know. The Spidey Super Stories were written for grade school children.
Yeah.
So I never got around to collecting them.
I read a few, and it's nice to see some Spider-Man stories I have not read before with Doc Ock and some other villains. So that's the reason I'm excited to read all of them. All right, and now we go back to the Golden Age. We're looking close there. So.
Yep, just think if things had been different, it would have been Wilbur all those years and not Archie.
Yep.
But fans made it clear.
Number 45. So, 10-cent book.
Remember, he was the son of fun, but Archie was the mirth of a nation.
And then we go to 1949.
So I know it's a 4-color. What issue number is that?
This is issue number 263.
Woo!
Someone wrote on that, it looks like. Still, I mean, it's cool.
Of course. Yeah, they wrote a W on there.
Well, I think this series goes back to something like 1941. So
yeah,
that's right. Very, very cool.
Then we go to issue 456. Yep. So, Granny with a gun and a bear. back to the Klondike. And they found gold. It's a little, and I'm probably not gonna take these out because the staples look a little bit loose. But these are old, so I'm like, I'm just gonna leave them in the bag. I'm not gonna try and handle them and stuff, try to move them. Unless I have to put them in another bag for some reason. But then my pride and joy, the one I was really excited to get because I've never seen one of these in person before. Captain Marvel number 76. Captain
Wow.
Marvel. It's a little beat up. Staples are a little rusty, but the Atom ambassador. So I'm not
Wow.
exactly sure who. It's not the Atom, right? Because he wasn't. No. At first I was like, "Daddy, awesome!" Because the little guy, he's like, I don't know if it's gonna.
That question, yeah, who cares? You have a Captain Marvel.
Well,
yeah.
Speaking of this being Captain Marvel, how is it that Marvel could win a lawsuit on the Captain Marvel thing about this whole with him being Captain Marvel for years before that? I still don't understand how they won that lawsuit.
Yeah. So
Because that's the name of their company.
So it's a little dirty, I don't know where it was.
Send that off to Jerry the Jitterbug collector. He'd probably fix that right up for you.
Rail Crown Cola.
Wow. That's old before they initialed it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's what RC says? I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, it's old when you see the Kodak ad.
That's really cool.
Oh. Feels like I'm handing a Dead Sea Scroll. It's so brittle. Gotta put back in there. Watch out, tape. Yeah.
Oh no, it's Captain Marvel.
Right? Yeah. Originally was $22. I got it for like 11.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the shape it's in, they added back down.
Yeah, still, it's usually if it doesn't decompose on contact with air, it's at least 30.
Yep.
Captain Marvel. Nice. That is really cool.
So I originally, I'm like, well, the cover looks really dirty. I don't know if I really want to get it, but I'm like, because I asked him, it's like, well, I asked him, I was like, is that mold on there? What is that? And he's like, and then I thought about it, I was like, well, if you've had it for a while, you haven't died from it. You haven't got any diseases yet.
Yeah.
So then he's like, hey, you want these other ones? I got these Donald Duck, the other books, the Dell ones. You want these too? And it's like, dang it. But you know what?
If he had lung cancer, you wouldn't know. So, from the mold.
You can die instantly if it's something really deadly. But anyway, like I said, he's like, yeah, I got these Uncle Scrooge, and then I got the Donald Duck, and he's like, and then I got this Captain Marvel. Like, did you say Captain freaking Marvel Adventures? And I was like, dude, I'm like, what's the price on this? $50? He's like, no, it's like $22, but because it's half off for October, that's what I got. I was like, sweet. So, oh man, alrighty, who wants to go next?
Jeff, you want to go next? In case you need to check out.
I think you did. Check out.
Yeah, maybe you did.
Maybe it's having a coughing fit. Coughing, not coffin. Sorry.
Oh, Jeffy.
Yes.
You want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if you were talking to this. I had stepped away for a second to.
That's what I said.
I was getting sodas and stuff. I thought you were still going. All right. I have 11 plus some stuff I got in the mail. I didn't finish all of them just because it's I'm up all night and stuff and had to sleep and everything.
Rhonda Shear involved?
Rhonda Shear?
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, maybe.
You don't remember Rhonda Shear? She hosted USA Up All Night. She was the bouncy blonde bimbo.
Oh, okay, yeah, I seem to think so. But yeah, I work from like balls to 8. Didn't get home until like 9:45.
Well, she's really been out of the public eye for 30 years, so
Yeah,
bedtime to
yeah.
forget.
I seem to remember some. Yeah, I seem to remember that back in the day of that when
She
MTV
hosted
actually had.
movies.
Yeah, back in the day when MTV actually had music and everything. So it was that far back. But yes. Anyway, God, I'm tired. First of all, there was this, which I picked it up, and I thought it was actually stories, but the first half of it is just a bunch of different pictures of
It's called Wicked
witches.
Witches.
Yeah, and then
Wicked
uh,
Witches.
just some. Yeah, let me. Shouldn't have. It's just a bunch of stuff like this.
Do you have a
You know,
light on in front of you? Okay, I was gonna say get a little glare on the book. That's why I was like, what's in
yeah.
front of him?
And then just things like that.
Or is it just glossy?
It is kind of glossy,
Okay.
and
I thought you had a ring light on it first. I was like, what is
well, there is a ring light that my camera.
Okay. Because they say where you are, it's probably still bright white because of the snow reflecting the sun.
No, it's actually starting to get dark. But then there's just a little bit of a story going on. But then they have all these different pictures and stuff. That's the coolest thing in there. But
So it's a little gallery. Mark.
yeah, with a minor story going on in there.
Yeah, DC's been doing that. Careful with the tape.
Yeah, this is Associated Press. Ooh, damn, Associated Press, AP.
Yeah,
Antarctic Press.
DC's doing that with the Batman covers and some of their other comic book covers, and they have like a girl or whatever or someone writing a minor little story connecting the covers together. I'm just like, why? I don't care. I don't need a story. Just put the art in there and just say it's an art gallery.
Yeah, which they didn't say.
Yeah.
But then there's Dark Delicacies, which is a thing by Claudia Christian from Babylon 5.
Okay.
It looked new, but it says number 2. I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, just because I was going to do that
I used
later.
to get Claudia Christian and Yolena Butler confused. Or Yancey Butler, I think it is.
Yancey Butler, yeah, they're both super fine. Yancey Butler was from Witchblade. She's from Babylon 5, and she was
in a Jean-Claude Van movie.
That was Yancey Butler.
That's Yancey Butler. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they look similar to me.
That was Lionheart, I think it was. Yancey Butler has those really powerful eyes, which is really kind of gray. Yeah. It was. And then there's 11, 10. Number 9 is Blood's Squad 7, Strike File number 1. They're getting that team back together, and so the issues with that, it's okay. And then I saw this, and I was like, okay, this actually looks cool. So I decided to get it and regretted it. The Iron Man number 1, the Dark Rocks on War number 1, written by.
That's from last week. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marania's like, no.
Yeah,
She said, bring back Gary Duggan.
That was just. It was bad.
When you want Duggan on Iron Man book because this new writer sucks that bad.
Yeah, it was bad. They're he looks like some sort of hobo, and he falls out of the air in his uniform, in his thing, and he's in an armor, but he's in the hospital for 2 weeks because he fell out of the sky because his armor quit. You'd think his armor would protect him if he falls down and stuff like that, but no.
It just feels like it reminds you of, it was when they had Dan Slott was writing Spider-Man at a time, and they had Bendis on Iron Man. They had like back when they had Tony was broke, like Parker Industries was a big thing. Doc Ock was in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's just I'm tired of the to where Tony is basically, having issues and stuff. I don't care. It's like at this point, just have him be an alcoholic again because you
Yeah.
guys are a one trick pony. Apparently,
Yeah.
you can't have him be happy and actually have a working, armor.
But
It's stupid.
yeah, Marania, it was. I actually did read it, and I was not happy. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the second one. I have been kicking myself in the butt for wasting the money on that one, and I'm good at wasting money.
Maybe you can
That
make
one's not. That's not going to make it to 10 issues.
Yeah.
No.
You'd be surprised though. The ones we don't like usually make it to 50.
Well, you take a look at speaking of Captain Marvel, the Captain Marvel now, Chavez, whatever her name is, American Chavez, all these things. These,
Whoa, wait. America Chavez was actually really good.
oh really?
She's a national treasure.
Yes, she's what is she? A ass kicking lesbian something? Who was that? Was that her?
She had two moms, and she had the power to like punch. When she punches, it creates a giant star, and she can go through portals apparently and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, all those keep getting rebooted and go. Like
I mean,
5 issues. So this one ought to get rebooted too.
She punched Hitler. No other hero's ever done that. Not even Captain America.
No, Captain. That's just right wing propaganda that Captain America did it. It's misinformation. And then now here's where they start getting good of the stuff that I've read. Hexiles, #1.
Yep.
Really good. I've never read My Hero Academia or whatever, Umbrella Academy, whatever you said this was like.
My Hero Academia. I didn't say anything about that.
Okay, so it was Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
But I
concept. Well, the reason I bring up Umbrella Academy because its concept is children that basically have different mothers, and they were born and their born powers, and all their mothers died.
Oh, okay.
And basically they all had adoptive father. So basically that's what it was. So they're all from different nationalities living under one roof.
Okay. But and I agree with you. The art sucked.
I didn't say the art sucked.
Well, it seems to be a trend on some of these books, especially like horror ones. They do that with like the Department of Truth and certain things. They kind of deliberately seem to make it like kind of scratchy and out of focus. And
a little bit, but yeah.
And I don't like that. I mean, I wish they'd make it a little bit more crisp and better.
So if you 2000 now the art on there, you probably wouldn't like his other one he did because it's Colin Blunt and I forget who the artist is. They did on one before this with another vampire and had the same. It was called Night Stalkers.
Oh, I have that one. I think
that's the same artist.
Yeah, and I have some of those somewhere.
Yeah. So that's the same style. So I mean, if you're not into that style, I can see why you didn't care for it. This one,
And then the best of the week that I've read so far is Redcoat. Fantastic book.
That's probably my favorite book of the year so far. It's getting up there.
And then I have 5 books that I haven't gotten to yet that I will be doing at certain point.
Can you guys even name a top book this year? One you really loved?
Redcoat's one. I'm kind of digging Nightclub.
So I'm torn. I mean, I love issue 1 of Dick Tracy. It's been my favorite book of the year so far.
Dick Tracy's good,
but it was a really good issue too of Redcoat.
If it continues to be as good, would be Hyde Street. I loved the first one. I'll have to go over all the stuff from this year for like a thing at the end for.
I know I'm trying to remember what else did I read this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over stuff to find out, which ones are the good.
And it's like, and you start reading the back issues from like older books, like Breen's like he gets a book sent and he reads, so it's like, wait, these are older books. I'm remembering.
Boy, this is so good. Oh yeah, it was 30 years ago. That's why it's good. Never mind.
Yeah.
But now here's the stuff that I haven't read yet. But Phases of the Moon Knight #3, and I guess they have this is a first appearance of anime Moon Knight or something like that, or
weird.
Whoever that chick is on the cover.
I'm not sure. I guess it's supposed to bridge the two issues, the new series together or something. I'm not sure what the whole point of that was, or just a story about Khonshu.
So they have phases of the Moon Knight and something other. 2 different Moon Knight series going on. Okay, I
Yeah.
guess I don't know. And then Nightclub 2, number 3. Have not read that, but I do like this series so far. I like the first one and like this one so far. This is a one that I picked up blind. I haven't, like I said, I haven't read it yet, but it looks good. Hopefully it'll be good. The Sacred Damned.
Who's the creative team? The Sand cover?
Perzada, Walsh, Griffin, and Carey. Let's see if I can get the what.
No, I was laughing because Brian's like, yeah, he's like, RDV, you and Bree convinced me on Fick Tracy. I'm like, Fick Tracy? He's like, oh, what the hell? I meant Dick. Fickle.
Well, of course, that is starting out real good. Let's.
You don't need to show us.
I just happened to open that. It's
because, like I said, if it gets more rated R, I can't have it on the channel.
Yeah, I decided not to show anymore. But yeah, this looks actually pretty good. And then,
so you do the opposite. You do the. See, I put the book in the top down. You put the.
I used to do top down, but then Joe showed me that this was. He did it that way, and I liked doing it that way because it's supposedly keeps it in better shape. I don't know. What he said he did it for it made sense, and I just started doing it. I gotta stop.
I'm just like, you're doing it wrong.
I gotta stop paying attention to those army guys. There's a reason they were in the army. And number 2, of course, there's this. I always save the ones that I think are going to be good for last.
Oh, it was like I said, it's a very good story. You'll enjoy it if you enjoyed the Long Halloween. If you've read the previous Dark Victory and all that stuff. It's Klaus Jansen's work on this was great.
And then, speaking of Hyde Street, which I loved, I saw this advertised. Devour is one shot.
I did not get that, but I hear that Breen. I think you got that, right?
I did.
$5.99. I've seen the art in here, and it looks fantastic. And if it says anywhere near as good as it happened on Hyde Street, it's gonna be good.
We'll find out in a few minutes when Breen gives his review.
And so then I placed like 3.
I gotta say something.
What?
Joe, I'll always be grateful for helping me get my settings set up originally, but you were wrong about the way you put the books in the bags and boards. You have led your friend astray.
No, he led me that way.
I just said that.
He just said that.
No. But
if you ever show up again, I'm gonna have to tell you that.
Well, I've tried to get him to come on, but he says he only gets trades now. He's given up on floppies, so he doesn't think he'll be able to contribute.
He could contribute by showing up and just showing his face and saying, "Hey guys, remember me?" You know.
Yeah. So I mention every once in a while.
I mean, we let you on.
Yeah, true. I mean, at his recommendation, so he should be punished for bringing me on. You know.
Oh, and he will.
To come on.
He will be. We will.
Yeah. Now that you brought this asshole on, you have to start showing up every week.
It's like we're talking about. It's like he brings Geekeasy, and then he's like, "Well, you guys can now have him. I'm done with him."
I'm pawning this guy off on you. See ya. I'm out.
That's what it felt like. I was like, "Wow, thanks, Joe." Using living in Japan as an excuse to avoid us.
He was like, "Deuces, I'm out." And so I got this as the completion of my OT. So I've got all 3 of them.
May I?
Go ahead.
Where the fuck is 4K?
For those who don't know, tell them what movie that's from.
Night Shift.
One of the best Michael Keaton movies I've ever watched.
I was talking to my friend George the other night, and he brought up the line where he said, "We're going to turn you into one of the Great Lakes." Remember that? I'd forgotten about that line.
Well, that's where they. Yeah, it's like Franklin. He was our friend.
Yeah, the same guy. So he's talking about,
Yeah,
he's gonna,
yeah.
yeah.
And then so I placed an order on in stock trades. There's a bunch of stuff, and it took like 3 weeks to get because we're waiting on one thing, and it got sent out. And then I did another order, and they waited the one with the new Moon Knight, and I placed that one the day before the Moon Knight was supposed to come out with one other book, and it took like a week to get the Moon Knight one, even though I'd ordered it a day ahead of time. And then all three of these things showed up on the same day. The video and all these orders.
My shops. I ordered Sanction #1 and cover A, and it's been like about 3 weeks. So he says, he's like, you want to get cover B? I get it through Diamond. And he's like, yeah, it's been another week. They haven't got, he's like, so well, it's a race to see who sends the book out if I even get the issue because I originally thought Sanction would have been a trade, but if they're just doing,
But
the couple of issues.
That'd be a contender for best book.
Yeah, Shankston. Yeah,
win, but it'd be a contender for it.
Like I said, there's a lot of surprise indie books that came out this year. I did not expect.
Indies are a lot better than the main two now.
Oh God, yes.
Yes, I mean, I wish Eve and I Love Comics would do the Spirits Awards again, but I feel like only one on this channel are the only ones that are reading the book, other than Under Quinn maybe and Brian. I don't know how many people in the audience are still getting new books because we talk about new books and show them off, but rarely do I see a lot of people that show up are like, oh yeah, I'm reading that too. I'm reading this. It's like, I feel like people who show up and watch these channels aren't reading. Well, they're just here to watch.
It's not because of a lack of desire. It's just the quality sucks. I mean, look at
the money too.
Yeah, true. The prices are going up. The quality's going down. So people are saying, fuck it, it's not worth it. I'm going to just go and buy trades.
I mean, even if you're reading books online, I don't care. It's like, let me know that you actually have an interest, or maybe you're actually reading some stuff. Because, like, I just feel like it's like a lot of people just prefer to just like it's like video games. People don't go buy video games. They watch somebody online play the video game. If that's what you're doing, that's cool. I mean, I understand it. If you're 15 years old, you don't have any money, and all these new console crap games coming out like $60, $80 per game, it's expensive.
And I really do, and the trades and stuff, I really like getting them like on in stock trades. I mean, you pay a lot less, but so the trade-off is sometimes it takes you a fucking month and a half to get the stuff that you ordered.
Quit swearing, there might be kids watching. No.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's not like they won't be hearing it from me, anyone else. But
this channel is safe for kids. No, that's not. I mark it.
Not with me on it. It's not.
I always mark it not safe for kids because I'm like, I don't need that. Whatever that new rule they had, come down and it's like, yeah, it's be child friendly.
I got this. It's all. The only problem is they are paperback.
Dude, actually, that's better because I feel like paperback is easier to read than hardcover.
Yeah.
I hate breaking the spines on hardcovers.
Yeah, but this is actually kind of cool. I think I've read them all in floppies. I think, but it was just.
Hold on a second. Brian says I haven't bought any comics and coming Encourage Guys 2 months ago. The last time I was 2012. It's like giving up sobriety. Sorry.
Hey, trust me. There's the last few days I've been really tempted to do that.
That's how I was. I love comics. I met Ian, I met Erica on there. We started doing the We've Got Issues a couple of years back, 2020. From 2015 to 2019, 4 years, I did not buy comic books. I got sick of the Dan Slott crappy Spider-Man, and then like there was nothing really out I wanted to read.
Dare you that you not like Dan Slott?
Well, to be fair, he doesn't like me either because the way I vote. But
yeah.
Also, if you haven't voted, go vote.
I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. Or
it's important that you vote in person because your ballot may go up in flames.
Yeah, there's actually, especially in Portland.
Jeez.
But I saw they actually said some of the stuff mixed in for that was Free Palestine. I think said something like
You know
that,
what's you know what's
and
funny
then,
though?
and they're like, "Oh, there's no clues to who did it."
You know what's
Yeah.
funny though? It's like when I had no idea what state that was. I figured like it's either California, Portland, or it's Pennsylvania.
It's Portland,
It's like
and this
I,
is one of the ones I ordered.
nice.
But it turns out that I have it in a collection over there.
You got the good Orlando, not Steve.
Yes, and so this is an extra copy that I have. I'm gonna have to use it for something. But
Yeah,
uh,
I voted yesterday. I was in line for about 20 minutes. So
so another one, another vote for Kamala. Is that Is that what
no, who's actually still on the ballot is actually Robert F. Kennedy still on the ballot for president.
Yeah, some of them. He's been trying to sue to get off, but some
Well,
people
he
are.
has to sue to get off. That's
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
Crazy.
Some
Payback for earlier.
some of yes, true. Some of them are refusing to take him off the ballot because they figure it'll hurt Orange Man bad.
Well,
So
I mean, there was also Green Party on there too, and I love the fact there's always you can write in the candidate. So I'm
Yeah.
like, how many Mickey Mouses will there be this year?
probably more than Jill Stein will get. But then speaking of voting for Kamala, I have The Haunt of Fear,
No.
number
To
4.
be fair, we do not we bash both candidates, and we both
Yes.
love both candidates here. We're not
Yes.
biased towards one or the other.
No.
Bullshit.
If you want to learn about Brain's politics, I love comics.
Then we have Tales from the Crypt, number 3. Tales from the Crypt, number 4. I think you may have noticed a little trend going here.
Yeah, you're spending money.
Yes. Eerie, number 7.
Nice.
Is that a Frazetta? Frazetta?
Frazetta.
I
Frazetta?
think so.
Yeah.
It's Frazetta, not Frazetta.
Frazetta, yeah. I
Fraschetta's
know
like Fraschetta's a pizza, I think,
it's cheese, I think. But
or something like that.
and then this, I didn't know anything about it. I just the cover looked good, and I read the
So like
description.
you're on the motorcycle with the yeah. That's I know exactly who mine went to. You're like, well,
Yeah, I was like that. I'm like, okay, that looks good.
hot
but-
chicken motorcycle. It's kind of looking like a kind of like 1980s like sci-fi.
I'm sitting there thinking this is a Miami. This is
Tron.
1980s
Yeah.
Miami Vice. It's about the guy with the gimp mask is a slasher, and he's out killing hookers.
Well, that's uncharacteristically because he's a gimp. He's not supposed to be in control.
Well, he dresses like one. Just this guy looks like Razor Ramon, sort of.
It's like a young black version of Stallone.
Yeah, and so it's really the art is not exactly incredible because the guy writes it and draws it.
Okay.
I have to.
I mean,
guess.
I get props. I can't write or draw. I can only
Yeah, I mean,
spell.
I can write, but I'm not a good drawer. So the art isn't fantastic, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a satire or he's just going that much over the top. But either way, it's really good because it's just this 80s, like this is so 80s. It's not even 80s anymore. It's going back into being. It rolls over back into being 80s and stuff. It's awesome. But
I'll just say this: for those who hate Trump, you got to admit that was an epic troll. Him showing up with the garbage truck after
Yes, it
Biden's
was.
comments. I mean that made me laugh out loud.
and
because-
then and it's just melting everybody down. So,
Alrighty.
and then one more, the last of the Moon Knight.
Oh, cool! You got the Jim McKay on this.
Yes, and it's the Capullo.
Yep.
And there's
Oh.
only enough space left for one.
So, have you been reading those? Or you just
Yes.
picked? Okay.
Uh,
I guess say it's probably one of my favorite just stories of Moon Knight since
yeah.
It seems that Perlin. I think it was mentioned Perlin,
Yeah.
or is it Doug Mensch? Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Mensch?
Mensch,
I've
yeah.
always thought it's
Okay.
Mensch, but
Okay.
I like the original. I like the Munch. I like the what is his name? The he also did Batman. Uh,
Did Batman as well? Oh. Chuck Dixon?
yes, Dixon. There's a
I
Dixon
I
run.
haven't read through all of Dixon stuff. I mean, but I understand why people don't like it as much.
Uh,
But
but I liked the though. There's only enough space material left for one more, and I guess it comes in between the last uh, omnibus and this one. And that has the what do you call it? The one where he's over in Hollywood and having the Spider Man, Wolverine, Captain America delusions.
oh, that was the Bendis one, wasn't
Bendis,
it?
yeah. I guess that's
I saw that, and I'm just like,
I didn't read any of that stuff.
no, I like I said, I avoid Bendis on certain things. I like Bendis on Ultimate Spider-Man. But you start putting him on like after New Avengers, you kind of get the idea of what he's going to do with these characters, and I didn't want to see it with Moon Knight. I mean, I've been collecting. I got all the Doug Mensch Epic Trades collections.
When he was doing Moon Knight, that was while he was still good.
Was it okay?
Yeah.
I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of the multiple personality disorder. It's not really played up as much in this new series of McKay. It is there still, but
Well,
it's not really like talked about.
If you read it when it first came out, it really wasn't multiple. He wouldn't respond when he was dressed as Jake Lockley. He would only respond to Jake, but he and you could sort of see it starting to begin, but it wasn't as
severe, severe. Like, and then the show was like, oh yeah, it's because he developed it when he was a child because he was abused or whatever.
They did.
I was like, what is this crap? I don't like.
I think they did that in the series before the movie came out. And the show came out.
And I love it because when you're first introduced to Moon Knight in Werewolf by Night, you get that that story, and that's how he gets his money. And then he literally poses as a billionaire, Stephen Grant identity, then he has his other Jake Lockley is his Matches Malone. It was basically Marvel's Batman, and I liked it.
And now he's become so much more, but I wish they would go back to. But I like him being just street level and not having
exactly.
I mean, they could have him do street level and still do the vampire stuff, but
it was nicer before, and then he also they had to screw over his relationship with Marlene just to and just like. And then I mean he did trade up. He's got Tiger right now.
Yeah, but I liked Marlene. I liked Gene Paul was cool. Now then they have to screw him over.
Frenchie. Yeah. Frenchie's not gay now because they don't know how to.
And he got
her straight.
Yeah, he got the shit kicked out of him. And he lost his legs and stuff like that. And
like I said, Marvel needs just do a massive retcon back to like Rebirth was like it was going back to 352. Marvel needs to do that before 2012.
So, but I do like this is all of their Moon Knight. So I just wish they get that one last little thing. So I had
the art is great on this. You have like you said, so when he has whether he's wearing the white, it's always like bright, translucent, like the glow they put on his cover on his clothes. So he looks like he's got moonlight on him because he's supposed to be the Moon Knight.
Yeah, and he wants them to see him coming.
Yeah,
and I like they always just say his goal is to just let the guy hit him as many times until he gets tired.
But I love that Jen McKay gave him a supporting cast.
Yes.
And I said, being a huge fan of Spider-Man with the supporting cast is important to a character. Now he has his own team, and they don't tell him what to do. He does his own thing. He's still the leader. It's not like well, you can't do that because white man bad.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yeah.
charge. No, it's none of that crap, which normally you would expect from like a DC book,
Yeah.
where they're telling where they tell Batman how you're wrong.
Yeah. Because he's.
The Gotham War.
Oh, I don't even start with that. I think I read a couple of issues of that. I was like, okay, now I'm done.
All right, all right, Mr. Breen, are you set? Show that beautiful face.
Um,
I said, show that beautiful face. What's that one?
yeah, this is as close as you're gonna get. Number 8, Devour. Good, not great. Not even gonna say very good, but it was interesting. It's basically this woman's trying to get to lose some weight for her wedding. Or she's not for her wedding. She's always had trouble with her weight, and she goes to this lady who, over and over again, finally she decides to try this product called Devour, and then it cuts 2 generations into the future, where that woman who was always portly and her daughter are now rail thin, and her granddaughter is trying to lose some weight for her wedding. I'm guessing you can figure out where this goes. There's a twist at the end. It's not, again, like I said, it's just kind of a horror-ish story that kind of fits with the Hyde Street vibe. So my fears of this person who I'd never heard of writing it, unfounded. It was fine. It just wasn't as good as the other Ghost Machine books. But then again, they're all really, really good. So this is
I think the only series I'm probably gonna pass up is the Rockefellers. I just didn't
I
feel
can't wait to read that.
I know you and Zach. I'm hope you guys enjoy that, because that'll probably be like the best thing for. I wonder if they're gonna write it like a Fantastic Four book.
Oh yeah, but I was in. This shouldn't take long because I said we've talked about most of these. My number 7 was Magic Order. Yeah, we as I said, we talked about this before.
Asterisk, go see 20 minutes in.
Number 6, Hexiles. Yeah, I was wondering if this is going to turn into like a supernatural battle royale among the kids, but
yes, I thought too. Yeah,
this is I like this, and I like the art too. I did not think it was bad art by any stretch.
Yeah,
so I said, glad you brought that to my attention.
Yeah.
Number 5, Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quickly, Cullen Bunn has really matured as a writer since we first started.
And to quote The Rock, finally, Dan DiDio does a good issue.
It's Nimrod.
Basically, they said Kit Walker's brother has assumed the role of the Phantom, and he's been very ruthless. And Kit goes to the Council of Phantoms, which is basically all the Phantoms that came before him, like his father and everybody else, to get advice. And then, what's his name? Flash Gordon's son is attacked. And there's a lot of moving parts in this issue, so it's finally starting to kick into gear.
Nice.
Like I said, the first 2 were enough to make me keep going. Now I'm looking forward to the 4th issue.
I hope it keeps going that strong, because I hate that it's like when you keep by 30 issue, if you're not, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I was out after 2 though, so I mean I'll dip in. I'll see what the review as the 4th one is.
Number 4, Kosher Mafia. We talked about this. It was kind of like it's like a chase issue. Pretty much I would say all action, but all moving. So I mean, there's nobody's standing around in this issue. It advanced the plot. It did what the issue is supposed to do, and sets up plenty of reasons to come back from number 4.
Yeah, I had fun when they were like that part where they're like, we can make it to Mayfield Street. No, they can't get us. Haha. I'm thinking like, no, it's not that easy.
Number 3, Batman: The Long Halloween, Last Halloween.
Ooh, number 3.
Excellent story. I said I'm really enjoying this. It was Klaus Jansson's art is I honestly think it's better now, or if it's how he does it, trying to
Imitate.
homage Tim Sale, then this should be his style going forward, because this is I've rarely enjoyed his art as much as I did in this issue. And like I said, I'm just I just look forward to each issue. It's 8 more. Yeah. I said it's
5.
This is gonna be a fun read.
I
Yeah,
would arguably say that's probably my favorite Batman story in a long time.
I like the one that Dan Jurgens and Mike Perkins did, the oversized one.
The first night.
Number 2, Nightclub. I said this was just a brutal, nasty issue, and like Vank said, I don't know how our heroes are going to get out of this, because none of them were in a very good place when this issue ended. In fact, I'd say one of them is fucked.
Hey, maybe it's like Wolverine could come back from a single drop of blood.
No, that's not okay. That's why don't smoke, kids. Number 1, Redcoat. This was a very emotional issue. If you're looking for action, you picked the wrong issue number to get. And basically, it's interesting. It's sort of like the thing with being an immortal is you meet somebody, they age out of their life and you still look the same. And there's a really neat thing, like when Albert says, Simon, you're like a son to me.
Yeah.
Even though Simon's way, way older.
Yeah.
And this was, like I said, very emotional, really enjoyable, and a perfect bridge between the first story arc and the one that's coming. Yeah, he wants a link if you didn't see that.
Oh. Which kind? You want beef or pork?
Jack Link?
Yeah.
But like I said, yeah, so it takes a lot to get to knock, a bat, like Long Halloween or Ultimate Spider-Man off of the number 1 perch. So I think Redcoat was just, like I said, I'm surprised that you elevated it to number 1.
The reason is because this has been building up since the very first issue. You knew with him being immortal, eventually they're going to have to move past Albert.
Yeah, but I didn't think that they would. This is how they would do it,
and that's what the surprise. Right,
how they did it.
You didn't think it was going to happen so soon.
That's why
I wasn't expecting it to jump to the 50s.
No.
Okay. In one slick. Yes, I got Dwellings. And it might just be me. I bailed after about 10 pages. To me, this is a chibi porn with swearing. And it could not be any less in my wheelhouse. And I got it because of the Harvey homage cover. And I said, this just did not do it for me. I hope you liked it. I said, it's just not for me. And let's see, as far as like what I also picked up.
Ooh, that's supposed to be coming. I ordered it on eBay, and they said that it's shipped. And I'm like, dude, it's not even out yet. And I've been trying to get the guys to either tell me if they've shipped it or get my money back, and I'm not hearing back from them. So I'm either going to be getting it soon or not.
Yeah, we the store didn't put it out because it was damaged. There in the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, look at that.
I didn't care because, like I said, after I finish it, it'll go on a shelf, and then I have no plans on selling it, and if I did, it wouldn't be worth anything anyway. But I really like this title. It's very good art. I knew who the artist was. I probably should know better, but so pick that up and to a couple of things that I've been reading. If Zach were here, a little JSA.
Nice.
Actually, there's like 4 or 5 JSAs here.
Cool.
This was a fun issue. You ever get a chance to read it? This villain is obsessed with Power Girl, and he breaks out to try to impress her.
Looks like Baron Blood.
It looks like he kills his prison psychiatrist. But if you just pretend like you just hurt him, then this is actually kind of more of a fun issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was cool. Here's number 41. Number 42. I said a couple of weeks ago when I was at another store, I picked up about 36 JSAs for $1 each.
Nice.
I them in trades, and so I said some random comics.
That's sweet.
There's Wheelchair Superman.
That's awesome.
One of those photo covers.
Still an awesome pose.
It is neat. Adventure Comics 349.
Nice.
Let's see.
Any Silver Age Legion is worth it.
Detective 355. I agree.
I never understood the executioners having no shirt on. I thought that's just kind of weird.
Okay, if you had to make your clothes, if you had to make your clothes back then out of burlap, you wouldn't want to get blood in that. It doesn't come out of burlap. Trust me.
I mean, I'd be like, hey, bro, this is my killing shirt. I'm putting on my killing shirt.
And
can I have some killing burlap?
380, the woman voted most likely to marry Batman. Then they followed up the story a couple issues after that. But it's just some random stuff I've been reading.
Was that a Gil Kane cover?
No. I would say probably Carmine Infantino if I had to guess.
Where on earth is Carmine Infantino?
It was just funny.
Yeah. Okay. So Johnny Craig probably did the interiors too. Now, for some reason that name didn't come to me.
I don't know if you just got home, but did you see the book I got?
I just got home.
All right. Yes. This is what I picked up
to go get in the mail. Oh, holy shit.
Yep.
No, holy moly.
Holy moly.
It says it right there on the cover.
Holy moly for $11. As he dies. Only $11, bro.
Yeah, it looks like, but I mean, that's still a fine shit. Yeah, I'd get that for 11.
I don't care. It's from 1947.
I know, right?
Right? So.
That is awesome.
Right. So you got any few books to show off?
I did. I got a couple. I'm going to do an unboxing on the channel when you guys are done. You know, normally it's around 10:30, 10:45 anyway. Okay. But I had a couple that came in different packages. One I think I'm going to keep, and then one that will be in the auction for sure. The one I think I'm going to keep was a bit of an indulgence. This was an impulse. It was actually very, very, very cheap. Definitely cheaper than its cover price. And so I figured, what the hell? It's the Doctor Strange Volume 1 Omnibus. And it's got all the Strange Tales stories and Amazing Spider-Man.
Nice.
So, yeah, I was very happy to find that. $20.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, no, I shouldn't. I should. Here comes Ramens. So, yeah. And then the one that is going to be in the auction is Deadly Hands Kung Fu. This is issue number 6. And it's in very good condition. Look at that. Look at that spine right there. It is sweet condition. Look at that. So this one will definitely be in the auction. Hello to Ethereal. How you doing, man? And this one, you know, when I was talking about the omnibuses, his giveaways and everything, this was actually what I brought up the Submariner, but I knew this was coming. But damn, the
Quit showing
trades.
it. You're gonna summon Dalton.
Right. I think he's I would guess he's got this. I mean, it's Dr. Freaking Strange.
I'm fine. He's not subscribed to this channel, probably.
Son of a beeswax.
Good.
I have, but I did get a collection for the auction.
Cool.
So I'll be showing this off when you guys are all set up and done.
We were just about to wrap up after Breen.
Okay.
So, goodbye. Zach's not here, and I figured, and there was no cover ranking. I don't think there's on Thursday nights, so
there's usually not. I thought
Yeah.
maybe we could get together, just have a conversation and talk about shit. It's Halloween.
it's Halloween. Yeah.
And,
Yeah, just hang out.
Have a
I
good
have
night,
to go
Easy.
because
All
I've
right,
got
cool.
I
Work.
got to get up in
Shovel
4.5
snow.
hours. Blow snow off planes.
Oh, cool.
Do you get a device to use or just you?
Other people get a device, but they stick me outside and say, blow, motherfucker. And so,
I know what that's like. Yeah.
yes. And
Well, you're both getting paid too. Yeah.
Yeah.
wait, I get paid for that? Damn.
Well,
Supposed to, anyway. But anyway. I'll see
So,
you
Jeff,
guys
take
next
care,
week.
get some sleep, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. All right. Thanks.
Later,
see,
guys.
under my bridge, you even get dental.
So, E, what time you plan on going live? Because I need to eat and ship for it. I can come on.
Okay,
after that.
well, it's 10:30 right now. You want to meet back in at 45 or just make it straight up 11?
About 11.
Okay, we'll do an unboxing, guys. We'll do an unboxing at 11. Well,
All
not
right.
just an unboxing. It's going to be a hangout stream where I show off some comics.
So
Let's make
go
it.
right on I Love Comics, and check that out.
Will you be joining us, Doctor?
Oh, I was required to. You're like,
Yes.
if I'm going, you're going.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. You show
Or
your books
you-
off again for the people that weren't here. Because boy,
Yeah.
those were some 4 worthy things to show.
Well, I mean, I like all the ones I got. The Electric Company was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's
Electric Company. Did you get Spidey Super Stories?
No.
Yeah. Which number?
This is issue number 27.
Okay. Not too shabby.
You know, and then
I remember I had number 1 on the
Yeah.
auction. Nobody would pick it up.
I saw these, and then I'm like, these are just so cool. Got,
That's
So.
sweet.
and then I got another one. I got issue 29.
Those are really cool. Those, how much did you get that for? Because those
Well,
are running about
$2.50.
around.
Well,
how
this was $2.50, $2.50.
Is it damaged?
No,
Holy shit!
and this was about $150.
remember there
What,
it was half
$1.50?
off for the month.
Yeah, half off.
Oh, it's okay. I was, yeah, but even still, I
Well,
can't find them for
normally
less than
$5.
$8.
This was $5 normally. This was $3 normally, but I get half off.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and jump off, and I will see you guys over on I Love Comics at 11.
All righty.
Alrighty
All right.
then.
See you then.
So
That sounds
we're
good.
and we're gonna end it right here though. And then check out in half an hour. I Love Comics, and and those are kind of hesitant, because you hate the birds chirping. There are no birds chirping. It's been weird.
He's upstairs. He chews on the wire too much. so-
I know, but I mean, it's like I always forget that you have a bird until you bring it
Yeah.
up, because
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
so
I need
used
to
to
bring
him.
him. I want to bring him down and bring him into it, but
You don't have to bring
no,
it.
no,
It's
no,
good. It's
no
good.
bird chirping.
No, the cat was more entertaining.
The cat's in the basement, by the way, and I'm sneezing because I'm allergic.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, and if it's long hair, it's even worse too.
Yeah. All Along is going to be tomorrow night. Me and Dalton. I haven't finished it yet. I'm on the last episode.
Okay.
It was Agatha all along.
Alrighty though. But if you guys had fun, do the licking, the clanking, and go in to check out the Ko-Fi. You can also check out Angleteen's Ko-Fi, Angleteen I Love Comics. Support him over on his channel, and we'll see you about 30 minutes or less. All right, later, guys.
Alrighty.